Okay, hey, I'm going to try to do a little exercise here with the basically extending our pentatonic scales. And we're just going to stick with the G scale. We're going to do the G major, and we're going to show you the extended kind of one fret apart extension where it's a very easy fingering, but it takes you up the fretboard a little bit. So instead of doing your major pentatonic straight up and down, okay, you're going to move this up the fretboard and you're going to slide on the first string, climb, slide again, climb, and then that would be the high G because we're doing this in G, but coming back down that scale. Okay, so that fingering is in the workbook or the sheet that we've given you there. It's going to be called G major pentatonic extended. Again, working off the major, you're going to slide. Okay. And we'll play through a little bit of this, but the other one we want to also do is the G minor, the minor pentatonic extended. So on the minor pentatonic, you're typically gonna stay in that position off of the bar G. Okay, but now we're gonna play that with this extended fingering. So we're gonna come into it from the seventh note of the scale, so that we've got this little, one fret between where we're trying to finger. So all of these fingerings kind of keep to that one, skipping one fret only. Okay, so we're coming into the G. Now we slide on the second string. So where with the major extended pattern here, you're kind of sliding on the first string and then stepping up to the next string, then go to the next string, slide it and climb up, and then go to the next, slide it and climb up. Here, we are going to the next string and sliding. Okay, so back down, but the slide happens obviously same place it did on the way up, but it's kind of, as you're descending, it's going to feel a little different because you're sliding as on the first string, then climbing down, sliding, climbing down, sliding, climbing down. Where going up, you're climbing, sliding, climbing, sliding at the end. Okay, coming down, sliding, climbing down. It took me a second there. I was like, wait, I should be sliding. And I was right. Slide first, climb down. Okay, so that's the G minor pentatonic extended, and that's also in there. And what I want to be able to have you do is feel and hear those two different kinds of, the major and the minor pattern over, say, a little G groove, and kind of notice the difference and know that they can interplay with each other. But we want you to learn those extended patterns and then work off of that or mix them up when it's appropriate. So I've got a little loop here that I'm going to do, and we'll just see. I'll start with the major and So I'll play with the major a little bit, and then I'll stop and play with the minor. So. Sliding on the first. Sorry. You'll get the hang of where you slide, but if you practice just the 5 note and then start one way to get going is just use the 5 note and then keep moving up the 5 note each time. But then obviously you can work around with that. But let's hear what the minor sounds over this. Starting down here on the 7th note. Is that right? So obviously that minor's got a different sound to it. Even if you were playing the minor, you know. Climb, slide. Climb, slide. So you'll work on those, and you'll get the hang of hearing the difference in the major and the minor. So those two, although you know, they sound quite a bit different, can be layered onto each other so that sometimes you're using, you know, you might be using the minor. You know, and then you might switch. Okay, so there's a different flavor for the major and the minor, but again, over this G groove, you can kind of use them in different ways. Usually we're using the major ascending up and then letting it come back with the minor is kind of a nice way to think of it, but they can be mixed in a lot of different ways. All right, that's going to end that one, and we'll move on and try something else next, so stick with us.